Welcome back. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. It's August the 28th, 2019. It's been 1 year and 4 weeks since we got started with the Red Wigglers. It is Red Wiggler Wednesday.
Start off like usual with the Worm Factory 360. See if this tray's got any worms left in it. I've even been letting it kind of dry out. And I see a few worms on the edge. And that was a stick there. There's a couple worms. Just don't want to migrate down. Had it on bottom, they didn't want to migrate up. Alright, let's see here. And this was the tray we added last week. Got a few worms on top there. This was the one we added the food in. I see a lot of worms, a lot of red wigglers, but I don't see any food. So it's even a little moist, but you can see they've turned all that food into castings. Alright, so I'm going to have to add some more food in there. See what we got in here. Still a few worms here and there, and moisture feels good in that. Looks good. And the bottom tray, it's mainly castings, but there is still some cardboard. That's where we were feeding the coffee. A few worms here and there. Just kind of scattered out. And a few worms on the ladder like usual, but down inside's dry. Alright, so we're going to have to add some food to that third tray. Let's take a look at our castings bin. See if we got any worms in the bait cup. Don't see any right offhand around the outside. Yep, there's one right there. Put it up there. That's mainly castings and eggshells. See, I did add some bubble wrap to this bin. So we got a few worms hanging out in the bubble wrap. Just toss them over there for now. Let's see, you can see where it's indented there in the middle. That's where we fed last week. Let's see what we got. Bunch of worms. That's 99% castings and worms. They have just wore that food out. Not much left. Just a bunch of worms. The peels off the potato pretty much ate all the meat off of them. Smells good. A banana stem. Alright, so got the feed in here as well. Check out this bait cup, see what we got. Couple worms. just a few. I think I've seen 4 or 5, but mainly just the food. So I'll go ahead and bury that in here. I don't think if there's any worms left in that castings bin, there's not many. Worry about getting that out later. And our other bin was previously our holding bin. Check out that bait cup. A bunch of worms on the outside. Little focus, you can see all the worms that was just hanging in and out. Now let's see what the bait cup looks like. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. There's a worm ball for you. So bait cups definitely work. That was just blended up potato peels. I'm gonna bury them. There's still a few worms in that cup. A few hanging out of the holes. Just gonna leave that so they can get out of there. Let's see what we got in here. Yep, there's still quite a few worms in there, but that's pretty much all castings. A few sticks or something, banana stems. That's pretty much all castings. I've got this top tray. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these corners out so I can put them in that food tray. I don't know if you could tell at the beginning when I pulled this top tray off, that food tray, how compacted it was. There's not many worms left in here, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it in to here. That way we can bait them out. Yep, that looks good. So this is the bin that I just dumped the top tray out of the worm factory in. Had some big pieces of some peat moss in the bottom, and just gonna cover that up with some castings and a little bit out of that other bin. And so we're gonna try to bait what worms we can out of this one. And see, that's where we just buried that ground up potato from that bait cup in this one. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of food left in this one. There's a bunch of worms. There's a little bit of shredded cardboard and stuff left. That was the banana peels off that banana I just put in the bait cup. Cover them up. And then I've got 2 bananas that have been frozen. They were bad. See the steam coming off of them. Cover them up. We'll see. Oh, there's that worm ball again. It's pretty, ain't it? Cover them up. Alright, so we got the tray we fed in last week. I'm going to go ahead and add these in the corners. If you hadn't seen my previous videos, I made these, I think they're 4 1/4 inch PVC. Keeps the trays from being compacted. I'm not going to add a 4th tray since we just got rid of that other tray, but for when we do, I'll go ahead and have those in there. And so we got some worms in there. I'm not gonna dig a hole because I've got 4 bananas and they have been frozen, still frozen, but I did go ahead and put some slices in them so when they thaw, I'm just gonna lay them like that. And I've got some shredded paper, mainly paper, might be a little bit of cardboard in there. I'm gonna cover that up. Yeah, there's cardboard in the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and spray that down a little bit. Those bottom trays weren't the moist as could be, so, and it's not gonna hurt anything to give them a little more moisture. I'd rather it be too wet than too dry. You guys have that spigot on the end down there. If it gets too much moisture, it will drain. And the very bottom, that little pit down there was dry as can be, so it's not going to hurt nothing. Give this paper and cardboard a little moisture.
That's all we got today. Thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Until next time, have a great day.